Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, we've been talking about Rooster Teeth here on the channel, talking about a lot of the issues that they've had, right? Well, WarnerMedia, their corporate overlords, they're having layoffs. Oh no. Oh no. Because it seems that every single time you think that something happens to Rooster Teeth, you think it couldn't get any worse, it does. And I want to talk about how these layoffs from WarnerMedia are actually going to potentially affect Rooster Teeth as well as Crunchyroll, because there's a lot going on here. And I'm going to tell you right now, Rooster Teeth, Crunchyroll, Cartoon Network, a lot of the people under WarnerMedia, they're terrified. We'll get into that, though. But yeah, it's actually a very serious situation. And so let's take a look at these articles, because there's a couple articles I want to look at here talking about this. So this is how this article starts off, and I love how this starts. The bloodshed isn't letting up at WarnerMedia. Now, when that is the way you start an article, you know for a fact there is nothing good here. You know that's not a good sign. And we're going to get into this article, because the further you go down the rabbit hole, the more you learn of how bad this really is. So let's continue. The entertainment colossus formerly known as Time Warner, whose name was changed after its merger with AT&T, has recently axed 49 jobs in New York alone, as it eliminates overlap across its HBO, Turner, and Warner Bros. Units, a state government filing revealed Thursday. Now, of course, they weren't going to come out and just deliberately say, oh yeah, we just axed 49 different jobs. No company's going to do that, obviously. So, that's something just to throw out there. That figure doesn't include a host of big name exits connected to AT&T's restructuring of the division, which kicked off in March, a source said. Haha! Why is March so important? If you recall, I stated about how I was told by a source that March was when Rooster Teeth had some layoffs at that time, but it was never recorded. Well, guess what? Right here within this article, now stating that there were layoffs back in March. See? Goes to show you that this actually did happen back then, but they tried to sweep it under the rug as if it never happened, because they didn't want to tell anybody about it. So apparently, I guess, with the more recent layoffs that we all know about, they probably had to make a statement about that one. But back in March, they kept that one a secret. So there's that. So, moving forward. The source added that there could be more cuts coming. Oh, I bet. One insider said that since AT&T acquired the firm last year, the number of cuts have been closer to the high hundreds. And I can guarantee you, when WarnerMedia hits that financial year, guarantee you we will be seeing cuts all around. Would not be surprised. And here's the other thing to take into note here, is that whenever these things happen, they will say, hey, we'll give you a severance package, or we'll give you some sort of unemployment deal here. Hold your head up high, and don't say a word about this, and everything will be great. This is the way the bad press will not come out against the company, therefore hurting its reputation. This is what companies do to keep the reputation looking clean and very good. A rep for WarnerMedia refused to comment on the numbers. Of course they refused. Why would they go out and just say, hey, so here's all the numbers of the people we lost? Really? Oh, man, I can't believe that they would actually think that somebody would intentionally go out and say how many numbers they've had to cut. Oh, man, that's... wow. All right. WarnerMedia reorganized from 3 standalone companies earlier in the year with a goal of creating greater efficiencies. Oh, I bet. This resulted in redundancies, and since that time, a number of positions were eliminated in areas across the company, said in a statement. Now, of course, this is because they were going to, as they said, create efficiencies, right? So they thought layoffs would be better, and it would take care of some of their problems, so they started to just axe people they felt would be best, and they would cut them from companies, right? So, let's move forward here. Cuts have been sprinkled across HBO, Warner Bros., Turner... Wait a minute. Wait. HBO, Warner Bros. Wait a minute. There's a company missing here. Hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think I know what it is. Rooster Teeth! Oh, man. Oh, sorry. Something came over me there. I mean, apologize for that. Sources said, adding that they primarily come from departments like finance and legal. Oh, I bet they come from finance. Oh, I bet they do. Isn't that right, Rooster Teeth? I bet they come from finance issues. Oh, I can guarantee you that. In July, the company axed 20 ad sales jobs, dubbing them redundancies. And we'll get to those redundancies in just a moment. Now, the next one is a real interesting statement here. This week, Nancy Lesser, a 35-year veteran at the company who most recently was EVP of Media and Talent Relations, stepped down. Oh, did she step down? Did she? But her role is not included in the 49 slash jobs, according to a source. But did she really step down? I bet they gave her a severance package and said, hey, you can leave this job with your head held high. I bet that's exactly what happened. Because why would a 35-year veteran just step down? Bit strange, isn't it? Unless there was, I don't know, a severance package from the company. Just saying. The well-respected exec, who was among the HBO bigs singled out by Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and Dan Weiss, the people who destroyed Game of Thrones, during their Emmy speech for Best Drama, will remain at HBO until it centralizes its PI team under WarnerMedia. Oh, yeah, of course. Which, they're going on now to get money from Netflix. Just saying. AT&T began restructuring WarnerMedia in March. Right? When Turner president David Levi and HBO's longtime CEO Richard Pelper resigned. Yeah, see, that's where a big change had happened. So let's go down a little further. Inside the company, staffers are bracing for more cuts. The bloodbath continues, certainly through the rest of the year. And I'm very certain that it's going to. But, I'm just saying. Anyways, a source said, adding, the morale is lower than Death Valley. Now, when you hear that the morale is lower than Death Valley, that's terrible. I mean, Cartoon Network right now, they are terrified right now. And Rooster Teeth, through this whole thing that's going on right now, and I'm going to be straightforward with you, Rooster Teeth is terrified shitless. Like, they are scared. Like I said, they are holding on by a very thin thread right now. They're very terrified as well. But hey, let's move on to the redundancies, because, I said there was redundancies. Let's move on to that. HBO Max sets digital media team under Otter CEO Tony Goncalves. I swear every time I say it, I feel like I'm butchering it. I probably am. But anyways, here's the thing. So you look at HBO Max, right? They are putting everything into this streaming service. This is WarnerMedia's whole gamble right now. They're putting everything that they have, all the money's going to this right now because they're ready for the streaming war, correct? So here's the big thing. What is the point in having things like All Asian, Otter Media, you have Rooster Teeth, you have Crunchyroll, you have all these different streaming platforms. What's the point of that if you're going to have HBO Max? Do you see what I'm saying? So what's probably going to start to happen, in which we'll get into this article, they're probably going to start rolling in companies, and they're probably going to start making deals like, hey, you're subscribed to Rooster Teeth, or oh, hey, you're subscribed to, Crunchyroll. Then they're going to probably be all like, hey, why don't you go ahead and just promote yourself to HBO Max, and we'll give you maybe a discount or some off for your subscription. You see what I'm saying? But let's get into this article. Warner Media streaming service HBO Max said Monday that it has solidified its executive structure ahead of the spring 2020 launch of its direct-to-consumer video offering. In other words, streaming war. The team will be headed by Otter Media CEO Tony Goncalves, who has been leading the development of the service since Otter came under the purview of AT&T's WarnerMedia earlier this year. Now, another thing I want to bring up, anybody remember Machinima? Yeah, well, look at what happened with Machinima. They let that go years ago. And, this is probably what's going to happen here, is that some of these streaming platforms are probably going to go to the wayside. Wouldn't be surprised at this. Anyways, among the key execs is Andy Forcell, who is the EVP and General Manager, WarnerMedia Direct-to-Consumer. He had shifted to that role in May, replacing longtime Otter GM Brent Bentley. He reports to Goncalves, who in turn reports to WarnerMedia Entertainment Chief Bob Greenblatt. All right, so Some of you may even remember Drama Fever. Drama Fever was something that WarnerMedia also did own, and one day they just dropped it, and that's what WarnerMedia tends to do. They tend to drop certain things. They dropped it last year out of nowhere, didn't give a 30-day notice, nothing. It just plummeted, gone. Plenty of people were upset about that, and Drama Fever was very, very popular at the time. So, but that's how things work with Warner Media sometimes. Sometimes they'll just drop stuff out of nowhere. And Crunchyroll may be the next company to get absorbed. I mean, they're more than likely to go next, and then they'll just put all the anime on HBO Max. I wouldn't doubt it. With Tony Gonçalves, Andy Forcell, and their experienced leadership teams, we are now well positioned to deliver a best-in-class customer experience and go-to-market strategy that positions HBO Max for real success. See, here's the thing. They're putting everything into this so they can compete with Netflix and Disney and every other streaming service out there. This is the whole point. This is exactly what this is telling you right here. Greenblatt said Monday in a press release announcing the moves. Combined with our stellar content teams, I'm thrilled with the level of expertise we have across this entire business. Kind of funny. You have a lot of expertise, but you have so many streaming platforms, and some of them aren't even doing well. Kind of hilarious to bring up, by the way. Other execs come from the likes of fellow AT&T brands like Otter, Warner Bros., and DirecTV, and will oversee product design, customer experience, and lifecycle acquisition and retention marketing, customer data, reporting and insights, business development, go-to-market strategy, and business operations, HBO Max said. You see, here's what's important here. Important thing to note is that they're having all the brands, Otter, Warner Bros., DirecTV, they're rolling the ball into this. And like I said, more than likely, you're going to see Rooster Teeth and you're more than likely going to see Crunchyroll become a part of HBO Max eventually. Because there's already a list out there of what is going to be on HBO Max, and Rooster Teeth and Crunchyroll shows are going to be on there. They have already confirmed that they will be on HBO Max. And more than likely, what they'll do is HBO, the service on television, because let's be real, cable is dying. So they'll probably just make HBO Max be the thing that you go to instead of HBO, and they'll probably just retire HBO, and then HBO Max will be the streaming go-to at this point. That's probably what they'll do. The group reporting to Forcell includes DirecTV veteran Sarah Lyons, named SVP Product Experience, former Warner Bros., Hulu, and Dollar Shave Club marketer Katie So, now SVP Growth Marketing, former Warner Bros. Research and Analytics expert Keith Camosa, now SVP Data Insights and Operations, Jess Miller, VP Project Management, a key in the launch of DirecTV Now, and Crunchyroll Business Intelligence veteran Reed DeRamis, appointed Senior Director of Business Operations. See, this is what I'm saying. Crunchyroll is probably going to go next. It will probably be the one to get rolled into HBO Max. That is the whole point here, is that you're looking at this. They're putting everything into HBO Max, as I stated, and this is proof. They're taking all these people from Otter, Warner Bros., DirecTV, and they're shuffling it all in, but once this happens, they're going to start cutting other people, and all those old streaming platforms, they're going to go. And then they're going to cut off jobs again, because I guarantee you, they're probably going to cut off more people yet again. This is what this is preparing to do, so that they can just form them in and absorb them into HBO Max. And that's where all the shows will be from that point on. Because, remember, High Guardian Spice, that has had previewing shows, but it has not been put on anything yet. I bet you it's going to go to HBO Max. I bet you that's where that show is going to go. Now, let's take a little bit of a look here at the rest of this. We have gathered an all-star team of executives who innovative contributions have directly advanced the digital media industry. I am so proud to be a part of this journey as we bring HBO Max to market and continue to transform this space. Yeah, I bet you're going to transform the space. I bet you're just going to start merging everyone together. Andy's experience and leadership are essential for this effort, and his partnership at WarnerMedia helped the company thrive at a time of significant change in the marketplace. See, that's their important bit here. They're trying to get HBO Max to be their big thing. This is where all the money's going. Like I said, they're putting all their poker chips in one area. This is where it's going. Designing HBO Max to be a robust streaming platform that supports WarnerMedia's world-class creative talent and content requires a team with the experience and passion to blend technology and creativity in harmony. We've built an incredible lineup of digital media experts who have been hard at work for months to do exactly that. We're looking forward to pushing the industry to evolve for the benefit of fans everywhere. Therefore, meaning absorb everybody into the streaming platform, because That's going to be our best bet. And that's what it's coming down to. Like I said, there's the streaming wars is going to happen in the spring of 2020. This is where it's going to all go. This is where everybody, Disney, Warner, NBC, all of them, they are all trying to get this whole thing out there so they can compete with streaming platforms. And if you look at it, this means layoffs will continue to occur because they're going to probably start cutting off the companies, absorbing them in, and that means they're going to start cutting off staff so they can also help with revenue. And when you think about it, looking back at Rooster Teeth trimming 13% of their workforce, which was 54 people total that was gone, it's not looking good. Not looking good for the old Rooster Teeth. It's not looking good for Crunchyroll. And at this point, the time on the clock is ticking because this is typically what companies do. And what they'll do is they'll just take the assets from all these companies that they're going to absorb into HBO Max. And then what happens? Those companies no longer exist. They let go of the people that work for those companies. I mean, look at Rooster Teeth. There is nobody that actually created that company that is in charge of it anymore. A CEO is now in charge. Corporate now owns Rooster Teeth, and they let that happen to themselves. Therefore, they're not going to last that much longer. And there's a lot of fanatics out there that say, oh, well, you're wrong, you're lying. The facts are here, And what I'm being told tells me otherwise. I mean, they're probably going to be rolled into Cartoon Network at this point by the rumors that I have heard from people on the inside. So, more than likely, Rooster Teeth won't last that much longer. Crunchyroll, in fact, won't last that much longer. And, with the control Rooster Teeth has lost, now they have corporate running them, they are just on a time slot. And just recently, AT&T workers had to fight, and I'm not even kidding here when I say this, they had to fight for their jobs as the company faced an investor revolt. It shows you things are changing. They're changing real fast. Layoffs are coming in, and I can guarantee you, by the end of the year, there will probably be another one coming in. It's not looking too good for Rooster Teeth. It's not looking too good for Crunchyroll. And, this is just how it is. This is how companies work, and this is how AT&T and Warner is going about things. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below, and share the video. Let's try to get the word out there. It's greatly appreciated. It helps out the channel. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, hit the video with a like, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today, and remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.